Ripple confirming that they're working with some of the biggest banks in the world. New RLUSD pairings being added to exchanges as we speak. Bring that liquidity on in. We have the first ever crypto wallet that's going to be listed on a major stock exchange here, ringing the bell this morning at the New York Stock Exchange. And then we're going to make another point here, a little reminder on these meetings that have been taking place between Ripple and Trump. All in today's update. I'm going to try to make this one quick. That's one of my New Year's resolutions, is to tighten up these episodes and get them nice and tight for you guys. If you appreciate what we're doing, you guys know what to do. Let's take a look at it. Market's coming back down, and what I'm noting right now is that yesterday XRP came back down with the rest of the markets. Everything was down, but XRP went to 225, and then we actually bounced up to $2.37. This was after the picture started circulating of Brad Stu with Trump. And normally we watch XLM follows along, maybe a couple others follow along with XRP. And for years, of course, we have PTSD of watching good news come out for Ripple and XRP and the price doing nothing. But finally, the price did bounce on this news, but it was all alone, right? XRP was going up, nothing else was. And then today, everything else is chopping sideways and moving back down again. And XRP is actually holding about $2.30 pretty well. So take a look at it. Bitcoin back below 95,000, 94.9 as I record this update, just past 8:30 a.m. on the West Coast, 11:30 a.m. Eastern. Ethereum at 3,333. And XRP, like I said, holding really well here. Back down to 225, bounced to 237. I love to see it. And just it's noteworthy that we are, having a catalyst like just the picture yesterday, moving XRP on its own, right? So is it disconnected completely from the rest of the market? No, but it's just interesting to note that. And I think that this might be a precursor of what's to come. There are catalysts in the pipeline here that can move XRP up. Will XLM follow along? Probably. But will the rest of the space? That's what I'm worried about. So reminding everybody here from Good Morning Crypto, huge shout out to Abs, that Brad, Team Ripple, David Schwartz, they've been meeting with Trump all the way back here in 2018. This is nothing new. This is a meeting between Brad Garlinghouse, David Schwartz, a couple other folks, and the president, okay? And so this is back in 2018. Stuart Alderati noted that Ripple already met with Trump this summer and that Trump listened to our story. That means that Trump has the red folder. And now we have a meeting here with at Mar-a-Lago between Ripple and Trump here once again. And of course, I noted in last night's live show, I find it very interesting that Michael Saylor gets invited to Mar-a-Lago, but he only gets to meet with Eric Trump. No disrespect towards Eric. We love Eric, but we find it very interesting that Michael Saylor doesn't get invited to meet with the president. He gets put off in the side room there with Eric Trump. Just taking note. We have the first crypto wallet listing on a major U.S. exchange. Exodus Wallet rang the opening bell at the New York Stock Exchange this morning. 2025 is the year of the crypto IPO. And I think, speaking of IPOs, Ripple obviously is going to be, in my opinion, the largest IPO ever done. $25.6 billion by Saudi Aramco was the biggest IPO ever. I think that Ripple could easily top that. Brad just mentioned how their bag of XRP is worth over $100 billion. And right now, this company, the valuations have been ranging between 7 to 10 billion. Now, I think on Link2, they've bumped that valuation up to about 20 billion. So the valuation has doubled since Trump has been elected, but still incredibly undervalued compared to the net asset value of the company. When you compare that to MicroStrategy, which is trading at 3 times to net asset value, XRP is trading at about 80% discount to net asset value right now. So incredible. But this is the trend here that's going to be picking up and continuing throughout the rest of this year. Exodus, the first crypto wallet to be listed on a major U.S. exchange. And I think that you're going to see more and more of these IPOs. America is back. President Trump's going to lead the way with our pro-crypto Congress, bringing in legislation, more IPOs to follow. And I firmly believe it is my prediction that Ripple will have the largest IPO ever. So continuing on with that thread, why? I mean, once again, this is not just XRP. They've now added custody, and we're going to talk more about that as far as I'm going to play a clip here. President Monica Long speaking to Ripple, working with some of the biggest banks in the world. but they've been able to keep that door open, and now they have new offerings to provide. They have that custody solution. Now they have the stablecoin. And what we see here today is that Bitstamp has now just listed RLUSD on Ethereum on their platform. Designed to hold a one-to-one value with the US dollar, RLUSD is backed by cash and cash equivalents. FOMO shared this here on Bitstamp listings. You see we have RLUSD Euro, XRP RLUSD, RLUSD with Tether, ETH with RLUSD, and obviously bullish exchange having that big spike on the volume, RLUSD, USDC. I see that the volume now is back down to 42 million. So still a lot more. I mean, this is accounting for 39% of RLUSD volume right now is still from that bullish exchange paired up with USDC. But what you're noticing right here is RLUSD is listed on Ethereum. It's also listed on XRP. And that's to be able to bridge that liquidity between the two when we get the EVM sidechain and the smart contracts and these bridges. This is going to help provide that liquidity and interoperability. But also what I'm noticing here is that the pairings with other stablecoins have been providing the largest amount of volume so far when it comes to trading. And so what that is telling me is that folks are trading out of Euro into RLUSD, trading out of Tether into RLUSD, trading out of USDC into RLUSD. And this is only going to pick up from here. Another thing that I want to point out with RLUSD is that this is liquidity that would have never hit the XRP ledger if we didn't have RLUSD. There's no reason for these payment flows and this liquidity to be on the XRP ledger, because this is use cases of, basically Bank A sending US dollars to Bank B. This is in US dollars. Nobody wants anything else. There is no bridge currency required. But because now we've provided RLUSD and these flows of liquidity can be settled in RLUSD, which is issued on the XRP ledger, now we are bringing liquidity that otherwise would have never seen the XRP ledger now being brought to the XRP ledger. So I hope everybody understands how important this is in these liquidity pairings with these other stablecoins too, what this does. And so once again, this would have never seen the XRP ledger. It might not have ever seen any blockchain for that matter. But because now RLUSD, I think, is going to become one of the most trusted sources for getting exposure to the US dollar, right? I think that you're going to have many private issuers of US dollar stablecoins in America. I don't think that we get a CBDC. I think that we get multiple private issuers of stablecoins, and it's going to be up to the marketplace to decide. I mean, this is my hope. This is what free market capitalism was all about here in this country. And so you get to compete and you get to decide, who do you trust? Do you trust Tether with your dollars, Circle, Ripple, PayPal? And then, of course, there's many others as well. But this competition will drive these companies to provide the best service, the best yield, and the best services and offerings around their stablecoin, and to be able to prove that they have the reserves as well too. And that's where I think that Ripple's going to set the standard. Now I'm going to play this clip. I want to give a huge shout out to Bank XRP. He's one of the OGs in our community. He's done such a great job. All of these interviews that Brad, David, Monica, anybody from Ripple, Bank XRP's done a great job of curating all of this content onto his platform. So I'm going to play this clip from his YouTube channel. And if you guys haven't already followed and subscribed to Bank XRP, I would highly recommend it. Let's take a listen in on this clip. Monica Long being asked about what RLUSD is for, and she's going to explain how Ripple's now providing custody. They got their stablecoin offering, but this is not to little tiny banks that you've never heard of. She says, quote, the biggest banks in the world. Take a listen.
Hey, Monica, before we let you go, very basic one when it comes to Ripple USD versus XRP. Lay out for us who each of these are for.
So both are openly available to users. So with Ripple US dollars, we see growing institutional demand within the world within our customer base for Ripple payments. I mentioned that, and we work with primarily regulated payment service providers and other financial institutions. We also work with a lot of banks. We are a custody provider through Ripple Custody, and they are some of the biggest banks in the world.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Some of the biggest banks in the world, you say? Okay, maybe we should take a moment of silence for all the guys that tried to say that no banks were working with Ripple. Should we take a moment of silence for them? Rest in peace.
Are really interested in providing tokenized asset services. And so with that, US dollar stablecoins are really important to facilitate those use cases. So we see institutional demand growing for Ripple US dollars, and alongside XRP as well. And as the crypto market expands overall next year, I think there will also be a growing retail need for dollar stablecoins in trading.
Ripple President Monica Long, going to have to leave it there. Monica, Happy New Year, and thanks so much for joining us.
That was a great interview. It's about a 7-minute long interview that Monica did there on Bloomberg Crypto. And she actually mentions that RLUSD is going to be listed on other exchanges here soon. They directly asked her, why isn't it on Coinbase, Kraken, and others yet? And she said that's coming imminently. Okay. As she points out, RLUSD is needed for these institutions to get into the game, but it also can be used by retail for DeFi applications as well. That's why RLUSD is so important. Like I said, this is bringing flows of liquidity that would have never hit the XRP ledger, would have never even had to have been on a blockchain. But now, because RLUSD is an option, it is bringing that liquidity to the XRP ledger. And every single one of those transactions is burning XRP. Everybody that brings in a wallet on the XRP ledger is locking up XRP. And as she also mentions, the ETFs are on the way here too. And both Brad reiterating the comments from Monica as well, that basically an XRP ETF is next in line. So all of this is just perfectly coming together for 2025. This is going to be a massive year for all of crypto, but you're seeing the role that Ripple is going to play in this new administration in leading America. As far as the crypto industry goes, America is set to expand US dollar dominance through the use of stablecoins. Ripple's going to play a critical role in that. Furthermore, XRP, you still have the use case as a neutral bridge currency, only growing in demand as more and more countries are trying to get away from the dollars, but they need a bridge currency. And so XRP is going to provide that solution for those who want to use, the best sources of liquidity in the world. They're going to tap into the XRP ledger. And on the XRP ledger, it's not just going to be RLUSD, but Ripple setting the standard with their stablecoin, much more to follow. And she mentions these institutions want to be able to tokenize all these real world assets. They're going to do so denominated in US dollars and paired up against RLUSD. So this is looking great for us, folks. You guys let me know in the comments down below what you think about these developments. Let me know what you guys would like me to cover here next. Really excited for the momentum that we have going into the new year. Really, things are just looking incredible. So we'll be watching these markets closely, looking for the next few weeks to be green. And I still am predicting the XRP is heading to an all-time high this month. Let me know what you guys think of that prediction. Everything's at my website, ZachRector.com. New collections on the shop are about to drop here shortly, so stay tuned for that. Appreciate your support. We'll see you in the next one. God bless you all. I am your host, Zach Rector. I really appreciate all of the love and support. If you want to support the channel, just remember that you can start by smashing that thumbs up for me, sharing this content far and wide, and everything else is at my website.